Hello, and welcome to the Sanctuary of Light and the Light Institute of Galisteo meditation. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, let me tell you how we do this meditation. We divide it into 3 parts. In the first part, we ask our divine higher self, it's your own inner voice, the intuitive essence of your soul. We ask it to take form so that as you sit in meditation, there's an integration of your daily self, your physical self, and your higher self. And as it takes form, then we have it touch our body, and then we sit in meditation, utilizing this higher energy that lifts us above, uplifts us, and allows us to expand our consciousness. Then I will make this sort of Om sound so that you can push the button on your apparatus and meditate for as long as you choose. In the second part of the meditation, we practice what we call the illumination of light, of being light beings. And the way we do that is that we reach up into the cosmos and we pull down a beam of white light from the infinite cosmos, down through the top of our head and down into the solar plexus, into the stomach area, and from there we laser that light out across the planet and then back up into the sky. And this allows us to incorporate the light. Everything's made of light, so the more that we utilize, the more that we take light into us and then radiate it out, the more we quicken our frequency, the more we expand our consciousness, the more we can find that purpose and that clarity in life. And then another Om sound. And the third part of our meditation, each week we pick a situation or a place or something that's going on, and we practice this capacity to utilize our consciousness to give it out into the world. This helps us to feel that we are always attached and connected to our true purpose. It's different each week. This week, what we're going to do is to radiate out from us an energy that will allow all of the 7 billion humans, 2-leggeds, to feel that they can connect to their own inner voice, their own true self, their own higher self. Because the more that we can trust what's inside us, the more we'll see an outside that we are comfortable with, that we feel we belong to, and that above all, we feel that we have something to give to. So we're going to extend that sense of higher self out into the world. If you're ready, close your eyes. We'll begin with breathing that slows our brain so that it expands our auric field, our consciousness. Breathe in through your nose. And now slowly exhale through your mouth. And again, breathe in through your nose. And very slowly exhale through your mouth. And breathe normally and feel that you begin to relax, you begin to go into a meditative state, that exhalation. And now ask your higher self, the intuitive essence of your soul, your own inner voice. Ask your higher self to take a form for you. It could come as a being or a light, a tree, an animal, an equation, a patterning. Whatever form it takes, just allow it to come into your presence. And ask your higher self to touch your body where you hold your own divine essence. Just imagine that your higher self is touching some place in your body that holds that energy at this moment. Bring your conscious awareness to this place in your body. And imagine that you're breathing that touch into you so that you're opening a threshold there where your higher self is touching you. And then draw your higher self in through that point into your body and sit in meditation. Just feel that gift of trusting your true self. Take a deep breath into your body and reach up with your consciousness into the cosmos and imagine that you're gathering to you a beam of pure white light. Draw it down through the top of your head, down into your stomach, your solar plexus. That's the center of our emotional body. And that is the place from which we humans can transmit the highest energies, balanced with our human selves and our divine selves. So again, reach up, draw that white light down, feel it into your stomach, solar plexus, and imagine that it spreads out there, clearing away anything that needs to be released. And then radiate out like a beam of light. Radiate that beautiful, beautiful white light, pure energy out from your body, out through your electromagnetic field, your auric field, and laser it out across the planet and back up into the sky and into the cosmos, and just keep drawing it down through you and lasering it out. And feeling how, as you draw it down, it slows your brain, but it quickens your consciousness. And as you radiate it out, you're giving a gift into this world. So allow that. You can do it with your breath. Breathe in as you draw it down. Exhale as you extend it out. And just continue to do that throughout that segment of our meditation. Now take a deep breath into your body and feel this higher self within you, your own divine essence, your own true self, your own inner voice. And then ask all of humanity what frequency of light it needs from you to be able to find each one their own higher self, their own inner voice, and know that it is there. That is who they truly are. And through the light that they ask for from you, it will facilitate that expansion of consciousness, that finding of the higher self, the true self. So ask what color humanity needs from you to do that. Once you perceive the color, you might hear it or feel it or see it. Reach up again into the cosmos and pull exactly that color and that tone down from the cosmos, down through the top of your head into your solar plexus, and laser it out to all humanity. And feel as if through sending that frequency of light, you are giving a gift. You're seeding each and every one to an opening of their own higher self, the integration of all that they are. Just continue to send it out to all of humanity. So you feel a shift, you feel a light, you feel an expansion. And continue to do that. Om. Take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes. Just breathe into your body and feel that you have given it all of that light, all of that cosmic source that belongs to you, so that you can wield your life from the highest octave every day in every moment. The second part of our meditations here is called knowings. And people from around the world send questions that they would like to access, to be uplifted by and explore. And so we will answer those questions to uplift ourselves, to expand our awareness and our potential, and to engage with that with all of those who are joining us in this knowings part of the meditation. Allison will give us the questions for today. Allison?
The first question comes from Cape Cod, Massachusetts in the U.S.A. Dear Chris, will you please talk about fake news and what we can do to alter this ever-increasing issue? I feel that it is dissolving the very fabric of humanity. Thank you.
Well, on some levels it is creating a shredding and a searching and an opening and a demand within us to find what is true, what belongs to us, what serves. And what I would smile and say is that when we talk about fake news, it's almost always about the negative, isn't it? Ever heard any fake news about optimism or wonderful things? Not so much. And so that's one of the ways that you can sort of explore, is this really true? Because if it's something that uplifts us, not that it holds a carrot out to us and says, if you'll go this way, then something good will happen to you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an uplifting energy that reminds us who we are or shows us possibilities. Right now on this planet with the pandemic and all of the incredible changes for which and through which we have come to participate, it is the moment to be able to discern, isn't it? What is true for us, what serves our purpose. And so what I'm loving is that I am seeing that around the world, people are reaching out to each other. People are helping each other. People are seeing that what happens to you happens to me. And so when we can extend to each other, it nourishes us and it brings about this fantastic word, karma, a balancing of karma, for which I want to remind you that karma is nothing but cause and effect, action and reaction. So karma can be very good when we extend a wonderful energy and automatically, without buying and selling, without thinking about it, we are there with our empathy, with our hearts, with our intelligence, with the powers that we have, the strengths that we have, and we extend them out. We are creating wonderful karma, and it always comes back to us. But for the moment, we don't have to think about the coming back. We can think about the giving out, because the giver has the power. So that shredding of our fabric, a lot of that fabric needs to be shredded because our cultures are so limited. Our cultures are saying, my God against your God, my way of life against your way of life, instead of what if we shared how we live our lives? If all the wonderful knowings that you have, or whatever belongs to you, you offered to share with me, it would enhance and enrich my life, and then I would feel free to do that with you. I want to remind you that there are no beginners on this planet at this time. Even those that are playing the bad guys are playing the bad guys spiritually to awaken in us. Wake up, wake up. What is true? What is this? And it's always about the healing that comes from inside us, the choices that we make from inside us. And so we who have had many, many incarnations of the soul, and many of them here on earth, have chosen, we're not the victims of coming at this time, we have chosen to come here. And you may not have awakened to that yet. What are those gifts that you have brought to give to this world? Because we always think we have to have some kind of power that allows us to wield it. The most powerful energy that we have is the consciousness that we carry, the way that we live our lives, the way that we use our cosmic soul energy as two-leggeds, as humans, and realize that this is the planet of the heart. And so what is the greatest gift we have? It is our human heart. And as we bring that out, these changes will continue. But this fake news kind of thing will begin to dissolve away. Because how can you tell if it's fake news? Listen inside yourself. Your higher self will tell you if that news would support your purpose, or if that news just frightens you and allows you to say, what a mess this all is and I'm the victim of it. No, that's not why you're here. So you want to ask your higher self. You want to trust your own inner knowing. Is this news fake? What shall I do with this news? Because if it doesn't feel true, don't go there. Release it and make news yourself, for yourself, by the way you live your life. We don't have to be afraid of fake news. One of the things that I've seen forever is that we trust the outside world more than we trust ourselves. And so the most important thing that we can do to not shred the fabric of the highest things that we have as humans, the highest gifts we have as humans, is to find those truths inside ourselves, to know the difference, and to choose what we will do, what we wield in this world, in our daily lives. That's what makes a difference. Because if it's dishonest, if it's negative, if you have a sense inside you, this isn't true, then it doesn't belong to you to meddle with it, but to do the opposite. What news do I want to hear? What news do I want to bring to this world? And how can I contribute to that energy flowing out that can be healing, that can begin new cycles of humanity? That's where we are right now. We are beginning new cycles of life for ourselves, for all life on this planet. Trust yourself. Awesome. The second question
comes from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia.
Oh, Mongolia.
Oh, Chris, you've done it again. Your global echelon this week was life-changing for me. For the first time in my life, I felt I had permission to change everything at any time. It was when you said, truth is transient. I would love to hear you talk more about this and share it with the world. Thank you for always opening our consciousness beyond cultural and dimensional restrictions.
Oh my. Thank you for that question, or for that conversation. Transient truth. And what I was talking about. And for those of you that don't know what global echelon is, it's an opportunity that my higher self created for people to come together each week, and then there's a theme, and I speak of this theme, and we do exercises in consciousness along the lines of that theme. First to work on ourselves, and then always to extend an energy into the world as agents of change. That's what we call global echelon. Wanting to be and to see that in yourself as an agent of change. In effect, we are all agents of change, because everything you feel and think and do is rippling out from you and becoming part of the potential in the direction of our evolution of the soul. So what I was talking about last week in Echelon was this realization that my higher self gave me years ago, which was that you can speak your truth or hold that truth, but it's important for you to know that truth is really what we experience. That's why we have so many versions of truth. There isn't one truth, because there's a streaming of the cosmos. The divine source, what you might call God, it's changing. It's evolving. Everything is moving and streaming. And so what was true for you yesterday may not be true for you tomorrow. Think about the truths of your religions, the truth of your cultures, the truth of your forefathers not so long ago who believed this and this and this. And you know very well today that it doesn't serve us, that it is no longer truth. Even science will say this is how it is, and a year later it will say, well, we hadn't seen that before, but now we know that it's something different. And so it's very important. And I love that you say that gave you a sense of freedom for yourself. So this is what it is, that truth is transient. It changes with you. And so that you felt the freedom that gave, that you could change yourself, change your whatever needed to be changed for you. Again, in terms of our cultures, our societies, this is a moment for all of us who have come as agents of change, as soul beings, soul family, to look through all of those truths that you have held and see if there's some that do not ring true for you today, that do not allow you, and this is what you were talking about there in Mongolia, that don't allow you to be your true self and to evolve and to change. I love that you mentioned that, because that's the essence of it all. That if truth is transient, that it's constantly changing, then you must change and contribute new truths that you experience as you live your life. And so if we all could feel that, for example, I could listen to your truth and I wouldn't have to change it. I could find something in myself that could connect to that truth. Then suddenly we would have a very, very different world. My higher self has been polishing that in me my whole life, to listen to what is true for you and to find some aspect of that, especially when we're talking about religions or cultures or races or way of life or any of those things, to listen and to find something in that I could say, yes, I have that as well. I live that truth. Or to add a kind of truth and add an experience to it. Because when we talk about our experiences, people trust us. They feel that truth because we are telling something we've experienced. And again, what we want to do as evolving beings of consciousness is to observe and listen to these truths that we hold and see how we need to shift them, evolve them in ways that not only support the well-being of our own embodiment, but the well-being of all of us who have chosen to come to this planet together at this time. So thank you for bringing that forward. I truly love that you feel that freedom and live that, because one of the things that I have learned from my own death experiences, from being around a lot of death, is that at the moment of your death, you won't be reciting somebody else's truth, not a cultural or a spiritual or any kind of somebody else's truth. You will be touching on what is true for you, what you are experiencing in this great passage from embodiment into the purity of soul. Great love to you. Be free and happy. Alison, another one?
The last question is from Portugal.
Portugal.
Chris, I just read a series of books called Masters of the Far East, and I know you must be friends with them, if not one of them. Will you please share your thoughts about how many of you are on the planet helping us? I feel this kind of wisdom is our way forward. Blessings to you, beautiful lady.
Oh, thank you. And we are all beautiful beings on this planet. When we talk about masters, masters have seen something, and they have brought some consciousness, some truth to that, and have been able to alter it. That's what mastery is. Mastery is the capacity to bring a change. We were talking about that ever-streaming energy of truth to our reality. And so I love to think of masters and avatars and to copy as well as I can, to even practice. And that's what I would say to you. One of the things that I've learned from living in various cultures around the world is you can never tell who has a mastery. Each of us have some mastery. It might be a mastery, the highest would be the mastery of your heart, the mastery of your love. That would be the most powerful of all. But all of us have these gifts that we've brought, that we've mastered in many incarnations of our souls, and we haven't discovered what they are. One of the great masters, Jesus the Christ, said, and said it so well to us, all that I have done, so can you do, and more. I always hold that I am being called upon to practice the art of mastery, to imagine it, to feel the difference between being vulnerable to something and saying, let me master this, let me practice it. I know that many religions have aspects in which they practice healing, or they know of healing. They know of magic. They know of these gifts, these fabulous gifts that we have. And anything that you read will show you mastery from time immortal. And so anytime you feel, I love this healing thing, or I would love to touch something, or I would love to create something, or it's within my knowing, there is an echo within you in which in some incarnation of your soul you had some mastery of that, and you can take that mastery to the next level. Because mastery is not a goal that you arrive at. Mastery, again, is moving. It's streaming. It's evolving. We might master this, and then we see that we could apply that mastery here and here and here, so that as we practice this mastery, it begins to flow out and be utilized in this and this and this. And this is what I love, and I want to extend to you that possibility to imagine. Don't be afraid to practice. What if with my consciousness and my love, I could heal something or someone? This would be very wonderful today. Or I could support someone, or I could nourish them, or I could come up with an idea. We all have so many ideas, but we're afraid to implement them. Do not be afraid of your creativity. Do not be afraid of your hearts. But practice as if every time you focus on something, for example, if you focus on meditation, meditation is life. And life is meditation, whether you're doing something, you're driving, or you're sitting looking at the sunset. I am meditating. And that brings you into a state of expanded consciousness that can allow you to practice coming into a mastery, a feeling that you explore, that you understand something, that you could offer it as a gift. And the moment that you have practiced that and you have mastered it, will come the next one. Or the amplification of that into a new arena and a new and a new. That's called the evolution of all, the evolution of the soul. So we all have mastery. You have it. Ask your higher self to show you where you have practiced mastery in other lifetimes and how you can take that to the next level in this one. And you will find that you are a happy being, a peaceful being, and you have a sense of belonging to this beautiful earth and to each other. Great love.